Hey Capricorn, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Crow Tarot. We are going to be looking at your first half of May, general reading here. We're going to start off with some animal energy, like I like to do, and then go right into the tarot. So let's see what's going on from a Capricorn's. First half of May, what is the animal energy for Capricorn for first half of May? Please and thank you. Energy for Capricorn. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this animal. Okay. So we got the dragonfly. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So just off the top here, first of all, I am getting the feeling that anything that you are uncertain about or anything that may appear to be an illusion or just something that you're kind of like, oh, what's the truth of it, is going to be discerned by going inside yourself and really tapping into that unstruck sound. Right? It's like that golden egg energy of like anything that you may be confused or kind of questioning, the answer really does. It's such a cliche and a trope, but it really does lie with them, because the dragonfly is very much also about dream time and finding the clarity within a seeming illusion, right? With something that appears to be an illusion, but not really, right? This is not looking outside of us for answers. This is also very much about dream time, of course. You know, you guys may be getting a lot of truth downloads or answers to things in your dream time. But a beautiful energy to get here, okay? Also brings me to mind of Archangel Michael, too. Some of you guys might connect with him because of the blue triangle, which is his symbol. Okay. So let's see what's going on from a Capricorn's, my dragonflies. Ooh, they're drawing my attention to something. Also, you know, dragon energy is very much about seeing yourself and others very clearly. So I feel like there might be some clear sight that we may be talking about here, which I really love. But the dragonfly is a really sweet, gentle energy, right? Okay, so what's going on for my Capricorns for first half of May? What's going on with my Capricorns? Ooh, strength. Hello, Leo energy here. This is very much connecting with the divinity within and around you for actual strength, but also clarity, guidance, and just feeling like you're at home. This is that kind, this for me is very much about, we can actually, feel like we have a good home externally, right? Got our home situation together. But the feeling of home that I'm talking about, like in context with this strength card here, is that really deep inner knowing that we are never alone. We are never, 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 never alone. We are so supported and uplifted at all times by the divine. Even if sometimes the divine has to carry us around, like a puppet rag doll, and you know what I mean? It's okay. Sometimes they gotta really like uplift us more than other times, but this is really tapping into that strength that we get from connecting to the divinity within and around us, okay? Love it. Spiritual strength, Okay, what else is going on for my Capricorns? Starting out with the dragonfly and a major arcana. I see you. What else is going on for my Capricorns for first half of May? Ooh. All right. Seven of Swords here. Do you remember what I said at the top about the seeming illusion, and then realizing that like the clarity around that is going to come from tapping into yourself and possibly through dream time as well? Meditation too, by the way. This can represent a few different things. This can be self-sabotage. This can also be looking for ghosts where there are none. Right? Looking for ghosts when there are none. Sometimes it can be very scary. Scary, cowardly lion, Sometimes it can be very scary to get exactly what we want, and then we start questioning, like, well, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Or is this gonna stick around a long time, right? Okay, let's see what else is going on with my Capricorns. All right, so we have Four of Swords. Four of Swords. I'm going to tell you why I love the Four of Swords. Because sometimes you really do need permission to just take a break. Now, this is different from, the Hermit or the Hanged Man. This is really just taking a complete full stop mental and or physical rest to just kind of reset yourself. I do feel like you guys have been dealing with a lot of stimuli. A lot has been going on, right? And I'm hearing the word recalibrate. You might be in the market for some recalibration, which is something that is really best done, I feel like, in this context with and by yourself, okay? And then do you see these other little crows watching in the window there? The life will wait, okay? People, life, obligations, work, it'll wait, okay? But it does seem to be, oh, cool. So see how this crow's taking a deep sleep, his little feet up in the air, and then we have the dragonfly going in to maybe have some very illuminating dreams here, right? I love that. Okay, let's get a clarifier for this strength card from a Capricorn. Whoop. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, this is patience, this is waiting, this is trusting that the seeds that you've sown will bear fruit. So yeah, perhaps you are in a place where, and I do feel like a lot of you have been working hard or just really just active in a lot of ways. Active within your interpersonal relationships and otherwise, actually. But yeah, the fact that this is paired up with the strength is that, you know, we could be looking at a case of like divine patience here because time is such a human construct, as we know. Right? The divine doesn't care about time, or when we ask, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Also, this is the 7 to the 8. So you may be called to really practice some true patience and trust that what you've been working towards or anything that's coming to fruition with and for you is going to be handled by the divine in divine timing, right? Let's get a clarifier for this shady 7 of Swords. And we have 2 7s here too. All right. Let's get a clarifier for the 7 of Swords here. King of Swords to clarify the 7 of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords is a human lie detector. This also represents empaths to me, okay? Definitely, certainly, obviously, a more masculine energy here. The fact that it's being paired with 7 of Swords, you may be seeing those around you and even yourself in a much clearer light than you have before. There may even be some uncomfortable truths about your own habitual mind patterns, right? And rerouting some, recalibrating around, because, you know, again, like I said, this can be, you know, self-sabotage or seeing ghosts where there are none. And you're really being called to be a boss about it and really examine yourself and see how much of, you know, this looking for ghosts where there are none that you are accountable for, you know, on your own. The 7 of Swords isn't always about other people, shady little misters around us, right? Yeah, this feels like it's about you. It really, really does. You know, another thing here too, though. You know, the King of Swords, you know, knows when someone is not speaking the truth, knows when things are, you know, just out of order, something's not quite right. It could be even they know when someone's withholding the truth, which is the same as lying sometimes. Do you know what I mean? We could be talking about a withholding of a truth here. I just heard something. Someone may not be moving as quickly as you would like them to in some way, whether it's cutting out things from their own lives, giving you a commitment, something is happening here. But the King of Swords doesn't feel the need to speak on what he feels or sees or knows. He keeps that stuff real close to the vest there. Yes, he does. I think there's something in that for you. You know how that's saying, like, if you see something, say something? What I'm getting here for you is if you see something, don't say something. Like, recognize it for yourself and know it. But this is not the need to, like, go and Queen of Swords and be confrontational about it, whether this is truths that are coming to light around people around you, their inner motives, or for yourself. Because sometimes, you know, this can really be about, you know, really seeing ourselves clearly, even though it may be uncomfortable to do so, right? Just heard something else. Some of you may be having dreams bordering on nightmares that can kind of get you amped up in a way. Really try to Freud that stuff, Sigmund Freud it. Do you know what I mean? And really look at the symbols that come up in these dreams or nightmares, okay? It can be folly sometimes to take dreams or nightmares literally. Sometimes they're prophetic, and that's a thing, and that could be for a few of you. But I'm here to really look at it from a bird's eye view. Okay? All right, let's get a clarifier for this Four of Swords over here, the big sleep, the big rest over here. Clarifier for the Four of Swords. Okay, so we got Three of Pentacles. We did get it in the reverse. They're telling me to keep it that way. So when this is in the upright, this is being acknowledged and compensated for the work that you do that only you can do, right? This is bringing your specific eye to something. It's your specialty. But this is also, in another way too, it's teamwork, because it requires another party here to actually see what you're doing and give you due props for it, right? The fact that this came up in reverse in this Four of Swords, these truths that are coming to you, or these realizations that you may have coming up here, may go against the popular opinion of others around you. And I feel like we're going back to this King of Swords, that you may want to keep some of these discoveries or insights to yourself. Because I'm hearing here too that like there may be someone around you or a circumstance that you are involved in or thinking about getting involved in, that once you go into this Four of Swords and go quiet and really go inside yourself, you may see that it may not be as good a fit, a match, a road as you initially thought. Rerouting, recalibrating in a big way for y'all. Okay? Again, I feel like this is saying too that this is something you do with and on your own. Well, with the help of your divine team, but of course. But this is not, going up for drinks with your friends and really no. This is something you do for and on your own. And guess what? The world will wait. You got to insist on this time in a really big way. Let's get an oracle for you guys, my Capricorns. Let's get an oracle for you guys. I really feel like, because we have, these Three Swords here being represented, I really feel like because we got the swords, we got the mental sphere and the mind, and then the pentacles, which is, of the earth and the 3D. I really feel like certain realities and truths are being culled from your subconscious into your conscious mind, and that it's really important that happens right now. So embrace it, okay? Just try to go with it, right? Be in the flow of it, right? Strength card. And be patient with yourself around it too. I really feel like some things are going to come to light. You're like, oh, I need to rearrange this. And this doesn't have to be overtly dramatic, right? But I do feel like you are being called to recalibrate. Okay, let's get an oracle for y'all. Oh, I love that so much. Meadow, vulnerability. Yes, indeed. August. Yeah, August feels. I do feel like you may have a culmination of this that does kind of tie itself up with a nice bow. Come August, because Strength, Leo, month of August, number 8, and then we have these like gorgeous sunflower type looking flowers down here. They might be daisies, but they're reading to me as sunflowers anyway. And blue bonnets. I've never talked about this before, but I'm kind of obsessed that this is coming up in this way. First of all, just at the base case, just off the top, this vulnerability, I do feel like this going into this Four of Swords and really being, very honest, ruthlessly honest with yourself is going to either cause you to feel a little vulnerable coming out the other side of this Four of Swords. You know what I mean? Because you've spent this time on your own really going inside, and then you got to go back out and join the world. You may be feeling a little like, oh my God, like I know things now that I didn't know before the Four of Swords. But I feel like this is also a lot about independence. Not relying on anyone else to make you happy or fulfilled, but really because there's nothing like the accomplishment of accomplishing something that you did for and by yourself. A teamwork is beautiful and fabulous. But there's something to be said, because the blue bonnets very, very much represent independence to me. I mean, it's not a far stretch there. I'm from Texas. We got blue bonnets, and we're very much about independence in that state. But we won't get into that history lesson right now. But this very much feels like August is going to be a really beautiful time, in particular for a lot of you. Also, you could be dealing with a Leo in your atmosphere for sure. That could be part of this. But I'm hearing to really be gentle with yourself during this time and just roll with it. Just roll with the punches. You know what I mean? And if you do come out feeling a little more vulnerable, a little more like a moth where you're really sensitive to energies because you did take this time and now you know things that you didn't know before, things are going to be illuminated. You might need to make some changes after this recalibration occurs. It's okay. Just be gentle with yourself around that. And I'm hearing the hills are alive with the sound of music. I do think that you're going to come out of this, you know, your mission, should you choose to accept it, you're going to come out of this really, you know, singing in the meadow, like, you know, the hills are alive with the sound of music. I think you're going to come out of this feeling very re-energized, fresh-faced and fancy-free, you know. Let's get an angel for y'all. Let's get an angel oracle. I swear, I've never even noticed those blue bonnets before. I'm like, oh my God. Blue bonnets, independence, beauty. Okay. And I'm hearing seasonal. Seasonal as well. Yeah, if you have moments of like, oh my gosh, like, am I ever going to be able to like make these changes and recalibrate and finding time for the Four of Swords? Yes, and this isn't an energy that's going to go on and on and on. You complete this, you come out of it, and then you're finished with the insights and lessons and recalibration, okay? I just felt the need to say that. Okay, let's get an angel oracle from the Capricorns. One more time for the seats in the back. There we go. Oh, see? Oh, okay. You are safe, Archangel Michael. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. Okay, so this is lining up really well with the vulnerability thing. This can be, you know, the energies that we're taught. This is major stuff. I'm not even going to pretend like this is Sunday, you know, in the park with George. That's not what this is. This is a need for strength. You know, patience around that and trust. Seven of Pentacles is very much about trust for me. Might be having some vivid dreams or, you know, mayors. Seven of Swords, King of Swords, deciphering, getting really clear on what doesn't work around you and within you. What can you change and what can't you? Surrendering to what you can't, working on what you can, rising up to meet the challenge of the changes that are being made because you now recognize them, right? And then Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles. This is something that needs to be done by and on your own and with the help of your divine team. Archangel Michael is stepping in to say, I've totally got you with this. You are safe, you're protected, the world will wait. During this Four of Swords energy, there may be some things that are being cut away from your life in accordance with this, that is all going to be for a greater purpose and is literally going to have you singing and skipping through the meadow. Also, vulnerability is also, we can't be vulnerable if we're not in a place where we can receive well. For some people, well, let's be honest, for a lot of people, giving is a lot more comfortable and easier than receiving. It is. It really, really is. I know a lot of you will relate to that. But to be vulnerable, you've got to be in a place of receiving. And I feel like that's what you're being called to do. To receive the insights from your higher self, but also just to receive in general your help from your divine team and really receiving the knowledge that comes to you and the help that is to be found with your team, whoever that is for you. But I love that Michael came up. He is the great protector. And I feel like this is lining up really well with this Four of Swords. You know, he's got the sword here. The world will wait, and you are safe throughout these changes and this recalibration. This is a divinely sent moment for you. This is a soul marker for you, okay? Because we did get the major arcana here of the Strength card. And then all of these minors that come up are transient energies that if we see something that we don't particularly like, we can change it. But the overall point and message of this reading is to have strength. Connect with the divinity within and around you to manifest said strength. Okay? All right, my lovely Capricorns. This was your first half of May general reading. I so hope that this was of help to you and that it resonated with you. And if it wasn't, it did, please let me know in the comments below. I just love that. Also, if you would like a more specific view into how to navigate through these energies, I am available for personal readings. All that information is in the About Me section. With that being said, just thank you so much for being here and for watching this, but mostly just thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.